It's a week later, folks. Here on Choose
Liar.
Versus Rock, we are talking obviously Spartacus Blood and Sand season 1. We're working our way through the entire series, and we're talking about episode 8. It's called Mark of the Brotherhood. I don't think any of us have marks, but
I mean, I've got some scars here and there.
I got a
Yeah, I
scar
don't know
right
where
here.
we were supposed to take that
I don't
Yeah.
know.
comment.
Look. You guys have thrown me off.
You didn't introduce us or anything.
Hi, Ronan. Introduce yourself. Tell the people about yourself, Ronan.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, because we're recording this, Easter time has passed, so those wonderful Easter nerd ropes, I'm unfortunately out of them. Yeah, that hurts a lot. But,
Yeah, we're recording 2 episodes back to back. Did Ronan save an extra nerd rope to do his bit right now?
Oh,
no, I don't have any more, just the bag, so
Oh,
you
I'm out.
suck.
you
I'm
broke him,
out.
Matt. Matt wins. Matt
I
won.
win.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah,
Ronan
you
didn't think
oh,
that
yeah,
through.
you totally you totally won. You got me.
You
You got me. I
son of
don't
a
have any
bitch.
candies.
God.
I didn't go out and buy a second
Yeah.
bag
You're gonna
specifically
be
for that.
regretting that when you get diabetes. Steve, how are you doing today?
We're all gonna die of cancer before any of us get the
That's
BDs. It's
true. Or
fine.
the microplastics, which are
Yeah,
like
yeah, the
3% of our
microplastics that
brains.
are giving us cancer and diabetes.
How are you,
Continue.
Steve? How are you, Steve?
I
Tell us about yourself,
I
Steve.
continue to feel like shit and I wanna go to bed.
And I'm Matthew. So, welcome, folks. Again, hit that like and subscribe if you like listening to this crap every weekend on Outpost Unknown. We're talking episode 8, Mark of the Brotherhood. There are actually 13 episodes in season 1 of Spartacus, which is unusual because I think the rest, other than Gods of the Arena, have 10. So, we're just over about halfway through, or over halfway through now of season 1, and we just left off with Spartacus screaming, "I am Spartacus," embracing the inner gladiator, and now we are going to see him become a cocky asshole, and we'll see how that plays out. Ploticus, take us through.
So we start with a montage of Spartacus just beating everyone. There's a guy a guy that Spartacus run towards, and then he slides through his legs, holding his sword up, and just cuts his dick in half. Apparently,
He cut
Spartacus just
something in the groin area. I don't know if
Spartacus
it's the dick, but it's something.
he is just laying waste to numerous
Oh, he's
montage
thinking about all
gladiators.
this, and he's laying in bed just like,
Yeah, he's very happy with himself. If the person who's not happy is Salonius, because in like the box office, we see Badiatus giving Salonius shit about like pretty soon you're not even gonna have any people for Spartacus to kill. But Alithia has continued to hang out because she is very interested in gladiators now. She's been observing all these matches and she's telling people I'm getting real fucking sick and tired of seeing Spartacus in all these matches, and everybody else is like, well, it sucks, but he's the champion. But if you're still interested in gladiators, why don't you come by the Ludus tomorrow and you can examine the new trainees that we're going to get at auction. And so we see Badiatus and Onomaus and Asher go.
if I may add, like, real quick, that box scene is the classic metaphorical thing of, like, internet wrestling fans versus Vince McMahon. You have the internet wrestling fan of the fuck, what was goddamn I just forgot the character's name.
Man, you're dropping the ball here, Ronan.
I'm drowning here.
Ever
Yeah.
since someone gave him a compliment about that, he's trying. Like they used to come organically, and now he's like, WCW.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You just gotta let it flow naturally,
What
Ronan. Don't try to force it.
No, I thought of this when I was watching it. I was like, "Oh, well, this is like the John Cena era where it's like the internet fans were like, I'm because she actually has a point where she's like, yeah, like I'm kind of getting sick of seeing this guy constantly, which if you were a Elite stuff, that would be a problem if you had one guy and only one guy that you could put out there and that was a big name talent. And that's why I was like, oh, well, yeah, this is the Vince McMahon versus the internet wrestling fan. So scenario here. But
But you would think though, like whenever there's having games, it's not just Spartacus fighting. Like there's
Well,
other
Alithia
gladiators fighting.
specifically says, "I'm tired of seeing Spartacus in the Primus."
Yeah. So go to a different city, Alithia, and watch another champion
Come to
in
my
another
city.
city. Come to all of our cities, please.
Anyways, Badiatus tells Alithia, "Hey, come by the Lewis tomorrow, see the new trainees." And so now we got the scene where Badiatus is going to go and see the new recruits, and then we see Agron, my boy.
Oh God.
We see Duro, Agron's brother, and a big motherfucker named Segavax, and a bunch of other people that don't fucking
Yeah,
matter.
they literally don't matter, and they all the rest of them disappear after this episode.
Salonius is there, and Badiatus can't wait to talk shit about Salonius, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you here to buy more people for Spartacus to kill?" And Salonius tries to talk a good game. He tries to be like, "Oh, things could change at any time. I'm gonna get you." They talk about Ovidius because they both know that each other knows what happened with Ovidius and who's responsible for it.
Yeah, I mean,
They
they did try to kill Badiatus. Apparently, that plot has just dropped. Like no, like Salonius isn't trying to still take out Badiatus. Did he just give up on that whole
well,
Salonius
no,
know
scheme?
well, no, Salonius knows that he's on to him. So at this point, it's best to lay low.
Yeah, Salonius is on defense because we're gonna see later on, like they come back to this. Like we see what Salonius tries to do to stay ahead of all this. I
And
think
also,
Salonius knows that like Badiatus has won for now.
yeah, also this is like knowing how the show goes on. We also later on, like I think it is like the next episode or the one after. We also find out that because Salonius has been losing so many gladiators, he's also running out of money, which is kind of important for if you're trying to wage war against someone like Batiatus, you need money to do it. That's like when the show started, it was the exact opposite, where Batiatus didn't have the money, and that's why Salonius was able to. But we don't know that in this episode, so this is using hindsight and just me having seen the show so many times.
Yeah, I don't think Salonius is given up trying to kill Badiatus. He just knows that Badiatus is ahead of the game right
Now
now.
is not the time.
Yeah, now's not the time. Badiatus has got to has beat him for the time being. But they're talking shit to each other at this auction, and Badiatus just to well, first they start bidding for Segavax, and it's 5 space bucks, 10 space bucks, 12,
It's
and
it's it's startlingly low. I did not read because I think it's like 2 denarii, $2 space,
yeah,
3 space.
the value of money in all of these Roman shows that we watch is lost on me because things that should seem like they command a high amount don't.
Like
Like
Pietros, we just found out last episode that Pietros is like normal house, normal slave, like was worth like half a coin. And so Stegovax, who is like gladiator in training slave material, starts off with a value of like what's the lowest I can get for him? I don't know, like three denarii.
they start
Yeah.
five. They start five for Segavax, and they get up to like 20. And then Badiatus just says, "I'll give you like 100 for everyone," and that's sold. But like knowing that Segavax was going to be sold for 20 space bucks.
When it hits 25, the crowd around goes, oh,
Yeah,
oh my
you think it's a lot of money. So
god.
then I hear that, and then later on there's a scene where fucking Rascos, who we've not actually like seen in a battle yet, like his winnings have earned him like 3.5 denarii, three and a half space
Would you
bucks.
like to
So it's
save
like,
it or would you like to use it on whores?
yeah,
So 20 denarii is 870 US
well,
dollars.
the point that I'm getting to is like considering fucking Rascos earned 3 space bucks a month, like how did Barca take so long to buy his freedom? He
Yeah,
should have
if he's
like
only worth like
it should have
20.
taken like 6 months
Barca wasn't
for Barca to be
fighting.
out of there.
Barca wasn't fighting in the
But he
arena.
had been.
That
He had a
that is a good
reputation of
point.
being the beat. Like we don't see it, but clearly fighting had been happening at some point. Anyways, the money situation's weird. Body Ass buys the whole fucking lot to just piss off Salonius, and it's great.
Matt, you bring up your calculator. If 20 space bucks was worth 800 US dollars, how much is 100 space bucks worth?
Wait,
You just
what?
multiply that by 5.
I'm like Crixus. I am not good with the numbers.
We're moving
870
on.
times
I don't care
870
what this.
times what? 100? Wait, what'd you say? Hold on,
No,
we're doing
no,
this.
you just said that 20 space bucks, when
Yes,
you did
is
that math.
$870.
Yeah, so how much is 100 space bucks?
You just multiply that 870 by 5.
Yeah, well, there might be some other stuff. Add it up, God damn it.
4,350 space bucks.
That still seems low.
Okay.
Were we going somewhere with this?
I don't
No.
know.
I wanted to know, damn it.
Well, don't you have a calculator on your computer? Can you not look it up? Why are you making me do it?
You had yours out.
Continue, Steve.
I'm continuing. So they go back to the Ludus
I
and
just like you.
and just fucking multiply something by 5. It's not that goddamn hard. They go back to the Ludus with the new recruits, and Alithia is there, and they go through the spiel of, you know, what's beneath your feet, and Duro says sand, and Agron says, you stupid
You
motherfucker.
stupid
That was
motherfucker.
I know you don't know what the word rhetorical means, but you weren't supposed to answer that question. But now Spartacus is the champion of Capua, and so Spartacus gets to say sacred ground, you know, watered with tears of blood, and Crixus is like,
Yeah, at this point, Crixus is no longer bedridden, but he's not good enough to train. So just so
he's
the
just
audience
he's the new
knows, he can.
Petros. He's
Yeah,
just hanging out.
Yeah, he can walk around, but he can't do anything outside of that. So just wanted.
Yeah, and I think Badiatus talks at some point. He's talking to the Medicus, right? And he's
No,
like,
he's talking with Asher. How long did it take?
Is this guy ever going to heal?
Yeah. How long did it take Automaeus to recover? Because Asher wasn't there for it. So Asher has to ask him. When Automaeus suffered wounds from Theocles, how long did it take him? He's like, considerably less time.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to that because Asher, that's part of an Asher plot. But what's going on? So with these new recruits, Xena puts the idea in Alithia's head that, you know, if you're interested in gladiators, you could just buy one. Basically, you could sponsor a gladiator. You pay for his upkeep and his food and his training, but when he goes out there on the sands, it's announced as, you know, this is your gladiator, and all of his honor and all of his glory in the arena honors you. And Alithia's very very into this, but she's like, yo, who do I pick? Who do I pick? And Badiatus is like, you want to see some dick? And so and so Badiatus tells them to take your gladiator diaper off, and all of them, Vero has an incredible line here because they're all taking bets. Like, Asher is being a bookie, and so they're all taking bets on like who's gonna make it, who's gonna die. And Vero's like, 5 space bucks on, I think, Agron, or
like the idiot who, like, whoever it was, the line about the
Duro.
Yeah.
Duro. You know, 5. So I'm assuming it's like money, but they're betting on who's gonna. Well, no, it wouldn't make sense for them to bet on who's gonna die. Anyways, Vero puts 5 space bucks on Duro, and they take off their gladiator diapers, and you hear an audible thud as Segabax's giant dick hits the ground, and Alithia is immediately like, he's my boy. And at this point, Vero says to Asher, is like, I wish to change my bet. Everything on the one with the horse cock. And it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's on the ground, essentially. It's on the ground. You can just pick it up, whip it around, whip it like Automaeus' whip. Yeah, it's...
There is this character's cock is bigger than the guy in The Boys who that is his superpower, is having like the freakishly mutated. Yeah,
the question is, but what's different about this in House of Asher is in this, the other gladiators see this and they're like, this is like freakishly alien. Like, this is ridiculous. Every character in House of Asher is like this.
That's
like everybody is hung like this in House of Asher.
I didn't realize that, but you are correct. And we did promise several episodes ago to talk more about the penises.
And we are.
This is a fine time.
Fucking massive.
It's huge. It's huge.
And it's not
all about it.
Yeah, it's not real. It's obviously a prop, but still.
He could walk backwards into a room and his dick would show up 5 minutes later. Like, it's big.
And if he's excited, his dick will enter the room 5 minutes before he enters the room.
Leave a comment down below, folks. Hit that like and subscribe for more hard-hitting commentary.
Throw your best penis joke into the comments below.
Yeah, do it.
So anyways, Alithia is going to sponsor Segavax, and she and Xena go get massages, And Alithia is like, "Oh, it's so fucking cool. I'm gonna have my own gladiator. I wish I could brag to all my catty Roman wife friends about this." And seems like, "Well, invite them over. And invite them over. We'll have a ladies' night." And Alithia says, "Oh no, they're proper women, proper Roman
She hasn't
women.
yeah,
They
she
only
hasn't
they
made a dig at Lucy Lawless in a
yeah,
while, so
I
this
was
does
going to
kind of
come back to that. This is probably like the fifth or sixth time I've watched this show from start to finish, and every time like my perception of it is different. I thought Alithia had been significantly worse to Xena by this point in the series, but she hasn't.
no.
But she's gonna fucking get there very quickly. Xena's like, invite your friends over, and Alithia says, no, 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 they're proper Roman women. They only hang out with other women that are on their level. And Xena's like, oh, well, that's a shame. Because I bet they'd be really jealous knowing that you own a gladiator now. And Alinthia's like, I'm gonna call them bitches tonight. Come over here.
Which is basically
Gonna
exactly
party
what happened.
tomorrow.
But then
I'm gonna do the
Alithia,
Roman equivalent of a text message. Yo ho, what up? Send.
Alithia then takes a dig at Xena. She's like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. I'm even gonna help you fix your shitty hair. And Xena's like,
Yeah. What's
like, what do you
wrong
mean
with
my
my
hair's
hair?
shitty? And so like, Xena and Alithia are trying to be friends. Alithia is trying to get Xena to admit to who she's sleeping with. Xena admits that she didn't get to have sex with a person within the hour that the dick
Oh
candle
yeah.
was going to be lit. Um, but the things turn towards Crixus. So Alithia, I don't know if Alithia knows that Crixus is the other man, but if she doesn't, then she
Not yet.
herself is interested in Crixus. But speaking of Crixus,
She's been interested in Crixus since she first saw him. She's
yeah,
going up and
This
pawing
is
on
yeah.
him and everything. Like she, but I don't think she knows.
all right.
No.
Well, we see Crixus, and what is Crixus up to this episode? He is purposely trying to like limp dick Xena. Like he's
He's
trying to
doing
be a
his
one
best.
pump chump.
He's doing
Uh,
his best. He's got like there is some hip motion in there. He's trying, but he's
Cri-
just
You see
Crixus is
Zena's completely uninterested face.
yeah.
She's like,
Meanwhile, contrasted to Crixus's O face, because he's like, and so he obviously he notices that he did not get Xena off, and Xena's like, it's fine, it's fine, Crixus, it's
it
fine.
happens to everybody,
yeah.
Crixus.
Yeah,
Come
So
I'm like,
on.
so, like he's trying to play it off like he's injured, but he will tell Navia in a little bit has to go down the stairs, and
he's gonna
apparently
tell
this
her
is
now because I was setting up when I was gonna talk about that scene.
I'm trying to set you up for stuff, Steve.
I set myself up. I know how to fucking narrate. I've been doing this for 3 goddamn years. So after this, like
Friends.
he Navia is leading him back down to his cell, and she is irritated as she's like showing jealousy, and he's like, "Look, I am purposely like fucking her poorly in the hopes that she loses interest in me."
He's like, do you understand how hard it is for me to do this? It's Lucy Lawless. Do you understand, Navia, how difficult this is for me here?
But he tells Navia he's purposely trying to do a bad job in the hopes
that's
that
certainly
Xena.
that's the reason why, big guy. It's a purposeful
He's trying to get Xena to lose interest in him. And let's go ahead and just wrap up the Crixus story here until we get to the finale. So Crixus finds out that Crixus wants to get back into the arena, and the Medicus says, no, 2, 3, maybe or 2 or
It is a
3
fortnight or something like
fortnights.
that.
But the Medicus says, we can buy some drugs that will help Crixus along, and so Body Arts is going to send Asher out to find drugs. But Asher, as a noted schemer, is going to use this opportunity to try to get rid of Crixus, because this is when he says, "Yeah, I can go and buy all these drugs for Crixus, but what do we need Crixus for anymore? He's the undefeated Gaul has been defeated. We can how about we just fucking sell him? How about we just fucking sell him?" And this is where he says, they when Onomaus was injured by Theocles, how long did it take him to recover? And Badiata says much less time than Crixus has taken. And so Asher says, well, no one knows that Crixus is this injured, if we sell him now, we might be able to like basically scam the other guy and get him to buy what he thinks is a top tier
Damaged goods.
gladiator, who is not a top tier gladiator. And Xena is immediately like, we can't do that. Crixus is the champion, and Badios is like, no, he's not anymore. Well, Crixus, he didn't. He fought Theocles too. He shares that glory. Badiatus is like, and no one cares about Crixus anymore. Well, he's part of the family, and
Yeah.
Badiatus is like, really? The fucking slave is a part of the family? We're
This is where
running
they
a
had-
fucking business.
This is where they have that conversation we were alluding to like 2 or 3 episodes ago, where it's like, yeah, this is where Body Out's like, yeah, I really don't care about any of these motherfuckers, and like, because Lucy Lawless is just like, well, he can work in the house, he can be like Asher, and Body
Or
Out's
he
like,
can be like Doctore.
oh, like that motherfucker can't think, he can't do anything. The sword is his only life, and now
Well,
he
that's
doesn't
what-
even have that anymore.
Badiatus literally said it like he doesn't have the mind for
For numbers.
math or numbers. He doesn't have the mind for numbers. He can't do
And
anything
he's like, that
that.
stupid motherfucker didn't even know there was a whole room on the other side of the ludus that was his. He just didn't know how the fucking door worked.
He couldn't comprehend how wooden doors work.
But anyways, they're going to broach the subject of selling Crixus, and so Navia goes to
She
Crixus
tattles.
and says, "Look, they're thinking about selling you. You have to show that you are like worthy of being the champion." And so Crixus goes out there, and at one point he like the new gladiators are trying to have the audacity.
This
to try to
moment
eat
happens
food.
before, because this is what sparks that inspiration in Asher. Because when Spartacus is like insulting Asher, like Crixus in front of the new recruits, that's when Asher is like snacking, and he's like,
That is right, because Asher says to Badiatus, Crixus tries to fuck with the new recruit's food again, and Spartacus stands up to him, and Asher notices.
Stands up to Crixus, but not to Naeus.
Well, not yet.
no. Are you
Not
implying
ever.
that Crixus should just be thrown off the cliff? Because that is how he does stand up to like.
I'm implying that in the previous episode, Spartacus witnessed Naeus doing awful things to Petros
Well, now
and
Spartacus
didn't say a word, and
but
now he's
now Spartacus thinks of himself as a gladiator, and so now he's
Well,
feeling.
no.
that
Also,
Crixus role.
this is really a dig at Crixus. He doesn't give a fuck about these guys. This is a dig at Crixus. That's all this is a power play. It's like, oh, all right, my dick runs shit now. That and the horsecock guy. But otherwise, our dicks are going to run everything here.
Yeah, so
Horse
Crixus tries to bully the new recruits, and Spartacus stands up to him, and that launches Asher's plan to get rid of Crixus. I think he says to Badiatus, like, I saw Crixus's rage towards Spartacus. He's gonna try to kill him, sell him.
Yeah.
But eventually Navia goes down and says, hey, Crixus, they're gonna fucking sell you. You got to show that you're ready to fight. And so Crixus stupidly challenges
Very stupid.
Spartacus.
This is probably the dumbest, the single dumbest thing.
No, look. Was this before or after Navia is like, you gotta give Domina.
Nope.
That's not yet. Okay, so for
That glorious moment is coming.
All that Crixus knows at this point is like, they're gonna fucking sell me like tomorrow. I've got to do something, anything. I don't think you can hold this against Crixus as a stupid thing when he's like, look, man, I have to try. Like, I gotta try. I'm completely fucked up and injured here. I have to.
Could have just
Steve. What do you think? What are you thinking? Stupid or
stupid? Whichever way is stupid. Because he could have just like fucking said, "No, I'm going back to training," and not got his shit kicked in by Spartacus.
No, he's not just gonna go back to training. Like, Asher's trying to get him sold like fucking tomorrow. Like, he does not have time to like, oh, I'm gonna heal up and train for a few more.
Well, you know what the fucking worst option was? To go out there and fucking lose.
To go out there and shake
he gets
in front of
the word?
Spartacus.
He gets defeated.
He
undefeated boss.
It feels like he ends up winning at the end of this episode and gets to stay. So I think it all worked out just fine.
Oh,
I think
he
was
got
playing
defeated by Spartacus. He goes up there and picks a fight with Spartacus, and he is no challenge to Spartacus because when Crixus,
this plan might have been better if he had sparked this with somebody else, but not Spartacus.
Yeah, if he goes out there and challenges Spartacus, And Spartacus is like, "Oh, Doctor, it appears that Crixus is wanting to put on a demonstration for the betterment of all the other recruits." And Spartacus just kicks his ass. Spartacus says, but Crixus just goes, "Rawr!" kills Spartacus and charges in, and Spartacus effortlessly beats him down. And then he makes a mockery out of Crixus,
explaining to all of the
yeah,
other
he's
gladiators
like,
what Crixus is doing
Crixus
wrong.
tries
Yeah.
to just rapidly charge into a fight to hasten victory, as all fucking shitty people do, as all shitty, awful, untrained gladiators do.
Like this guy who
Every
used to be the champion, but is now very beaten. Look at the scar,
Look,
you guys. You see the scar?
he's
See this
got to get
blood?
humbled. You guys you're like, oh yeah,
he
Spartacus
gets
got to
real
get
humbled.
humbled. Oh, Crixus has got to get humbled too, and he
Yeah.
comes back around within this episode.
Every time that Crixus charges in, Spartacus puts him on the ground and then like makes a comment about how weak Spartacus is now. And ultimately, Spartacus, they've got wooden swords, but it looks like he's about to try to kill Crixus.
I imagine if you did like that would kill
Yeah, I'm sure
somebody.
you
It'll
could,
take out
but
an eye.
It was
We
like,
know
why is
that.
no one stopping this? But Badiatus just says, Spartacus, no. But and then Crixus gets dragged off by two other gladiators and taken back to the Medicus pit.
That sounds like a defeat to me, Steve. What do you
that's
think?
a defeat. That's a defeat. He is now the defeated Gaul.
No, I feel like practice.
That's like, no, I've seen wrestling when the face gets beaten and stands up and the arena cheers for him. He's still lost.
This is not a defeat in the arena. We have not seen that occur. That's just not a thing.
We see it occur at the end of the prequel series.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we saw it 2 episodes ago.
Crixus has been dragged away. So let's talk about Asher, and then we'll come back to what's going on with Crixus. Asher has gone out, and he has made a deal with some no-name
who the fuck knows
in Damascus, and so he's happy with the deal he's struck. He's gonna go back home, but he gets stopped by Good Salonius, and Good Salonius says, "Hey, you see this bag of money here? I'm going to give you this bag of money, and in return, whenever Badiatus is plotting against me, you let me know in advance so I can, avoid it." And Asher says, I'm a villain, but I'm not your villain, and so he's about to blow him off. But Salonius,
I love that scene.
That is a great line
he
too.
He takes the bag of space bucks and he's like weighing it. He's
throws
like,
it around.
I am a villain, but I'm not yours, and he just gives it right back. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Salonius, not to be deterred, he says, "Look, we both know what a shitty person Badiatus is. Eventually, you're gonna want to get away from him, and when you do, you're gonna find my shoulders like broad and supportive."
When the weight of the world is too much to bear, you will find my shoulders broad and accepting.
Basically, when you know that Badiatus is about to turn against you, come find me, Good Salonius. And so Asher goes back and tells Badiatus, like, "Look, we got this deal set up. We're gonna send Crixus to Damascus," and Xena's very upset. It's, this particular Ludus is just a shitty place. It's below the champion of Capua. Navia goes down to talk to Crixus, and this is the scene.
Great.
Navia tells Crixus is like, they're going to send you to Damascus, and Crixus is defeated at this point. He's like, well, I don't even know what Damascus.
Metaphorically and literally,
he's undefeated, Steve. He's
adopted a very defeatist attitude. Because he's like,
a little depressed.
I've never seen Damascus. Do you think I'll like it? And Navia's like, look, this is it. You've got to convince Domina to want to keep you. And Crixus says, I don't think she'll care about my words. And Navia says, no. I'm not talking about your words. You got to go in there and you got to plant a fucking flag. You got to fucking rock her shit.
You got to go in there.
Out of her.
And you got to fucking lay that pipe, son.
You got to fucking pull out a Sharpie and autograph that pussy because you done such a good job. But you got to get in there.
You get in there, son. You get in there and you own it. And you dominate it, son.
I love when he looks at her. He's like, "You would have me do this?" She's like, "Yes, get in there, go."
And Crixus is like, "Oh shucks, if I gotta."
I suppose if you're twisting my arm, I mean,
if it was me making this, it's like, oh well, if I got it, turns into a cartoon smoke cloud as he steps upstairs. I was given permission, no takebacks.
Hall pass.
Yeah, and so Crixus goes to Domina, and Lucy Lawless is like, they're gonna say tomorrow this is our last night together,
Yeah, she's
and
wearing her lace nightie and shit.
yeah, and Crixus, he just fucking dominates it, as she is like
He just
moaning and
shoves her back,
They
and
just
he's
push her
like,
back
he's
to
talking
let us get
about
the
like,
attention of the
we're
gods.
yeah, we're gonna fucking get the gods on our side. He fucking he does it. He does a good job. A plus plus plus. So now Xena is back on Team Crixus.
as we all are, right?
As we all are.
I mean,
All right, so
yeah,
that
yeah, you know,
all right, I'm gonna stop there because the Crixus' story converges with Spartacus's later on.
which
So
which that doesn't converge until another.
so like, what the fuck else is happening here? Segovax has taken a liking to Spartacus. He's like thanking Spartacus, thank you for your training today. Is there any other advice you'd give me? Because I want to win my freedom in the arena. And Spartacus is fully beaten down now. So he's like, there's the freedom's fucking stupid. Let your dreams of freedom die, accept your fate.
It's not a Spartacus line, but it's a line that would have worked. Like, hope is a mistake. Like, that's really what
Yeah,
he should have just
that's
told
the
them.
attitude that Spartacus has adopted here. Um, I really like the scenes with the new gladiators that kind of like mirror the scenes where Spartacus is the up and comer. Because Spartacus, there's a scene several episodes ago where Spartacus is like, "Oh, the fucking Crixus is all talk. He's not actually a good fighter." And
He gets dominated.
Theocles is a myth. All these gladiators, they're all fucking talk. Like the Romans have artificially inflated their intelligence
It's
or
the General
their
Grievous
value.
thing. That's all it is. They're not actually that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the thing. Like back in the day, all these people would have never really seen any of these gladiators. All you heard was word of mouth from people. It's like Theocles, the shadow of death, the bringer of rain, the skies open and everything rain. Like no one would probably really actually believe any of that stuff. So
Well,
it
they
is
prove it
cool when
true.
they're all there and they're like, oh wow.
Yeah, and so we get all of that mirrored with the new recruits. It's Segovax, uh, Duro, Agron, and
Other guy.
Guy. Yeah, other guy. I
House
don't.
of Asher guys.
Yeah, so like they're like Duro and Agron are talking shit about Spartacus. Yeah, he's all talk. The Romans are building him up to be greater than he actually is. Like we could take him. And Segovac says, no, 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 that's fucking Spartacus. That's the bringer of rain. You can't take him down. And the other guy starts talking about I'm going to look
Uplifting, music
yeah,
plays.
I'm going to look at Spartacus as an example. I have witnessed people win their freedom in the arena. I'm going to become this great gladiator, and I'm going to get the hell out of here
Hey,
and
Steve, who
choose my
dies
own
in about
destiny.
5 seconds?
This guy, because we cut to him training with Segovax, and Segovax beats him down and just hits him, and dude flies backward into like a spike that was on the wall, and so he's
A
dead.
conveniently placed
Yeah,
BattleBots arena spike.
Poor
I
guy.
one scene and like this guy is already he's dead, but he's still more interesting and did more of note than all the fucking House of Asher gladiators. Uh uh
Oh.
let's talk about Alithia. There's I
Yeah, let's
remember
talk about Alithia.
in,
We
in,
haven't
in
been talking about her enough.
in last episode I was like, oh, this is episode 7's easy to talk about. There's not so many like different converging plot threads. No, this episode takes it back to the fucking source because there's a million goddamn things going on. Alithia has shown up with all of her catty girlfriends, one of which is Lycinia, who is the
Yes.
cousin to Marcus Crassus, richest man in Rome. And so they're all
Nice
having
foreshadowing.
they're all
Yeah.
having to get together, and they're just being catty assholes to one another.
These
And
actresses are great. Like they picked the most
Every time they
bitchy kind of actress, and they are so good in these roles.
every time they go to cast a like scummy shitbag Roman, chef's kiss. They nail
Perfect.
it. They nail it every single time.
Is that like in the casting announcements? Like we just need some
must be
like
fucking terrible.
That's a weird New Zealand thing. It's like, all right, we need to find one catty bitchy Roman. Yes, you love you'll do. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean it's so
Yeah.
good.
And
So
so
good.
they're all being catty and awful. But then Xena is like, it's a shame you all don't own a gladiator like Alithia. And now this is what Alithia wanted. She wanted her friends to be jealous of her.
Lucy
And
Lawless was trying to set it up for it, like,
yeah,
nail it, knock it
and
out of
she
the park.
does. She's got a gladiator. Everyone's like, oh, what's Glaber gonna think about this? And she's, my husband doesn't know. I'm my own woman. Everyone is jealous of Alithia and wants to know about this gladiator. And then Xena fucks up though, because Xena's like, well, he's not a gladiator yet.
Well,
He's
once
got
he earns the mark.
Yeah, he's got to pass the test and earn the mark of the Brotherhood. And this completely turns the conversation
They're like, "Oh, so
180.
he's just a slave."
Yeah,
Just
he's
a
just a
slave.
slave, and immediately all of Alithia's thunder is stolen. And then one of them says, "Well, let's see a real gladiator. Let's see Spartacus, who Alithia fucking hates." And so they bring in Spartacus, and the ladies are touching on him. And one of them says, I hear a few drops of gladiator blood can keep a man hard for days. Let's have some." And so Alithia grabs a knife and fucking cuts Spartacus
Well,
and
Well,
and
Lucy
first
takes.
Lawless is
it's
like,
like a
"I'll send you a vial later," and they're like, "No, I'm gonna have it now, bitch."
well, Alithia's like, well, the legend is it's got to be a dead gladiator sort of thing, and you're like, she just wants to stab him
Which
like
you
right.
would think, if this is a thing, Body should
Yeah,
just take all of the bodies and sell boner juice and just corner the market,
yeah.
like have all the fucking money in Rome.
It's like the
Sell it on the
ancient
black market.
yeah, it's like the ancient equivalent of like gamer girl bathwater stuff, but just take the blood of the gladiators and start selling it all over the place. That seems
Uh,
great.
and
Is that the
so
word for it?
Vero's gonna have a lot of it just going to waste in a couple episodes from now.
and so they're cutting Spartacus and putting some of his blood in a cup. And I don't actually remember the setup, but ultimately Alithia and Spartacus get into like just like not a fight, but like an argument. Like Alithia challenges Spartacus's honor, and Spartacus is like, your husband's the fucking dishonorable one because he left women and children to die. He's a fucking shitty Roman commander. And Alithia is like, I would fucking crucify you if you were my slave.
They
And
hurry Spartacus out of the
yeah,
room at
they
this
get him
point.
out of there. And one of the other women is like, why are you mad at Spartacus? He's just speaking the truth. Like
And like, "Yeah,
everyone
we all
knows.
know your husband's like,
Yeah,
he's just so pathetic. He's got a
everyone
small
knows
dick.
Glaber
He can't
sucks.
do anything. He's nothing without your dad." Like, it just goes on and on, just the dropping the beat tracks, like the diss track,
Poor
just
Glaber.
Yeah, and so all of these ladies are like, "Oh, it's time for us to go home now." So they leave, but one of them, like Kenya, Crassus's cousin, is like, "Let's do this again sometime, Xena." So Xena is trying to like earn Crassus's cousin's of friendship, and Xena, of course, apologizes to Alithia, and Alithia is like, "Oh, no, it's fine. This is just how Roman women are." Can I talk to Sagavax before I leave?
yeah, just real quick,
Just cool.
gang, gang.
So we're about to approach like the finale. Like, what other like more minor plot points are there? So the Spartacus is trying to look out for Vero because
Oh yeah, the gambling.
Spartacus is trying to get Vero to realize that he's
Immediately after this scene, he goes into the Ludus and they're throwing bones, and the Spartacus is like, "I'd have the dice. I'm in a mood tonight. Let me have those dice." And like, "Fuck yeah, Spartacus is gonna play dice with him." And it's because he just magically throws the dice in such a way where he fucks all of them over and gets all of their money in one single dice throw, and he's just like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
He's trying to win he's
I'm a
trying to
dice
win
shark."
all of Vero's money back for him because at the
yeah.
end, next
He's
morning, whenever he gives him the bag of space bucks, and he's
he
like,
his ultimate goal is to try to convince Vero that like you're being a shitty husband. Like your wife was victimized. You are blaming the wrong person. Not only is her assaulter a shitty person, but you were a shitty husband because it's your gambling debt that caused this situation to begin with.
I
By
don't
the
like how
way,
they ignore that he's also ignoring the kid and yelled at his wife in front of the kid, which that's just a hell of a way to, like, cause some mental damage there.
yeah,
"Yep,
but Spartacus gives him all of his winnings back and tries to convince him to do your best to make peace with Aurelia. And I think I don't remember if it's this episode or the previous episode, but we see Vero. It must have been the last episode. We see Vero with one of the prostitutes, but Spartacus is trying his best to put Vero back on the right path.
On the straight and
Uh,
narrow.
what else? What other lesser stuff do we need to chat about before we get to the finale here?
I believe we actually got to everything.
Yeah. There's no more Detective Onimeus in this one, right? He's not in this
I don't
episode
No,
very
think
much.
so.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
yeah, he's in the beginning because he tells Badiatus like you overpaid for these new gladiators.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the gladiator training thing, like he's giving his speech. A gladiator does not fear death as he rolls up his whip and all that shit. But
I think we're ready.
yeah, I think
All
we've hit
right.
all the
Well,
side plots.
uh, Badiatus is having a moment with Zeno where he's like, "You never should have let Spartacus come up here and interact with Alithia." But Zeno's like, "Don't you fucking worry about it. I don't. Alithia's old shit. We got Licinian now. Crassus's cousin. I'm buddying up to her. She's gonna be my new friend, and we're just gonna have just fucking fat sacks of cash around here. Everything's gonna be great."
And Badiatus is
Alithia,
like, "Oh well, yeah, you did great, honey. You elevated this house. Well
uh,
done."
Alithia has a meeting with Segavax, and she's telling him, I am your dominus, or I am your domina. I own you. I'm paying for all your shit. Please me, and one day you can have money, you can have women, you can have freedom. And when she says freedom, like he gets a little sparkle in his eye. She's like, "Oh, that's what you want. You want freedom. Well, I
I
have
can't
that.
imagine why a slave would want freedom. That just seems so crazy to
Yeah,
me.
weird, right? You want freedom? Well, I have just just a tiny little small errand I want you to run for me, and if you do this, you'll get your freedom." And so, what is this small task? Well, Spartacus is in like the bathhouse, and suddenly just someone with a rope comes and starts choking out Spartacus, and it's Segavax. And Segavax says, I'm sorry, champion. Yeah, he legitimately respects Spartacus, but
But he respects his freedom more.
he
I mean,
respects them
yeah,
titties
yeah.
more. He's gonna choke out Spartacus, but in comes Crixus, fresh off dominating Lucy Lawless,
The
and
Full of
Crix
testosterone.
dick is still sticky. Like it's just a still fight wrestling around the ground with a sticky dick, and but he's all because he's done this now. He's like in full man mode. He's just like tossing him around. Like
Yes.
it is.
Superhero Crixus is back.
Crixus beats Segavax and saves Spartacus, and Spartacus is like,
Kills him.
why did he
Oh
doesn't
no,
kill
no, he doesn't
Segavax.
kill him. Like
No.
the Spartacus
Yeah,
says you'd kill a brother or whatever. But yeah, he
yeah,
smashes his
But
head
well,
on there, and his teeth
Spartacus is
go
big on
flying.
the whole like countrymen, kinmen, because that's what he's like. You would kill one of your countrymen because this guy's a Gaul. He's like
yeah.
you
You
would
would
kill
you
one
would
of your
kill one of your
countrymen.
own to save someone you hate.
Yeah, Spartacus is big on that whole like nationalism thing, and Crixus is like, I really don't care about that.
Yeah,
No.
if you got the B on your arm, you're a bro. But so Spartacus is like, why did you were gonna you would kill one of your own kind to save me who you hate? And Crixus says, "No, I would do all of this to save a member of the Brotherhood." So this circles back from last episode where Crixus is upset that Gnaeus is dead because Gnaeus was a brother. Crixus, as much as he fucking hates Spartacus, will save him from an attack like this because Spartacus
He's
is still
got
a brother,
principles.
and
He's got principles.
he can't spell principles. He wants
Doesn't have to.
he's like, yeah, Spartacus, you're gonna fucking die, but you should have a glorious death in the
Yeah,
arena.
that's basically
Yeah,
like
that's his
you've
whole
earned
thing.
it.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
we're gladiators. We are supposed to die in the arena, not get pitched off a cliff.
yeah, it's like you've
So
earned
Yeah,
a
or
glorious
choked
death.
out in the bathroom.
yes,
And so then we cut to it's sometime shortly after this. Alithia comes back and she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm back again.
I didn't miss the
Waka
the
waka."
ceremony, did I?
And Xena and Badiata say, "No, ceremony's been delayed. There's been an incident with Spartacus." And Alithia's like, "Oh no, is he dead? How tragic!" And they tell her, "No, he's still alive. Segavax, your
Her,
person, tried
she's
to kill him." And she's like, "I weird.
what?
What?
Oh,
Why would he do that?"
all three of them are doing the worst surprise lying because like Badiatus and Lucy Lawless, they both know it's like this bitch tried to kill Spartacus, and she knows that they know, but she's also like, what? No, I did know.
well, see, it was interesting because as I was watching this, I was like, if they hadn't played the scene so goofy, like, oh, like clearly, because obviously it's like she
It
goes to
is.
speak
It's
to him,
fucking
and then
goofy as hell.
he's the one that does it. But I was like, they could have shot this or done this in such a way where it left an open question as to whether Badiatus and Xena knew for sure. Like, because I was like, they say at the very end here, it's like, oh, he even when he lost his cock, he would not even say the
Yeah,
word of who did it. And I was like, did he? Like, did he actually say? Because what would be his reason not to try to give up Alithia at all?
yeah.
Like, what would be his reason to do that? And I was wondering if like he actually said it, and that's how they would have known that she did it, and then they catch her just completely blatantly lying. But it's so
But this is
obvious and
still
set up.
this is
Yeah,
still like this is how they present all Roman conversation. Every
yeah,
Roman knows that every other Roman is lying to them, but they're not, for whatever reason, like cultural pressure won't let them just call each other out on how they interact with each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so
And
Alithia play.
I believe in the next episode, like the beginning of the next episode, we see like angry body odds being like, "That's fucking shit. She tried to have Spartacus." They know, and they like
Yeah,
there
absolutely,
is
they know.
no pretending that
Yeah,
they don't know. And yeah, I agree with Matt. Like there are everyone. I don't know what decision was made. Hey, you know what would be cool, guys? How about you guys just play this off like it's a fucking joke? Just act this as poorly as you can.
I don't think it was poor acting. I think this is just how powerful, influential Romans are trained to interact with one another, and they are just continuing on with that because it. I mean, Badiatus
because
and
they need each other.
Salonius.
Yeah, because they can't insult Alithia because Glaber is above their station and can smash them, and like the Alithia can't admit anything like that because then that would cause a problem. So it's just kind of like
Yeah, I don't
they're
think
trapped with each other, kind of like
I don't
we
think
are.
this was poor
Like the three
acting.
of us were
Like
trapped with each other.
like they all know exactly what is going on, and they are all saying exactly what they are expected to say to continue with the narrative. But yeah, they the fucking Segavax is getting crucified, and
Literally.
they make the comment that yeah, he wouldn't tell us why he did this even after we cut his dick off. And Crixus goes up to Spartacus and basically says, I'm coming for you. I'm going to be champion again." And Spartacus replies, I welcome the attempt, and I think that's
That's the
the
end of
end
the
of
episode.
the
All the
episode.
gladiators are in the main area, just kind of all looking in awe at the like the dick blood fountain that they've just made. It's a
Yeah,
weird thing how everyone's just kind of sitting there like, huh,
yeah.
yeah,
They
yeah.
want they want all the slaves to see that as like
It's a
this
clear
is the
warning.
punishment. It's the punishment of
Yeah.
what happens to you if you break the
It's a
rules.
warning to all of them, but this is also like a very clear, at least to me, I feel this is also a very clearly veiled, threat and warning to Alithia because like, yeah, we know you did this, and like, like here's the blood fountain for you. So like if it wasn't for the fact that they needed her so much, it's not like John Hannah's like, above trying to kill people that are above his station, but yeah, at least I like the more you watch it, the more you can kind of also see this as a thinly veiled threat to her as well. It's like a threat to the gladiators, but I don't think any of them were gonna try something like this. But it's also like a warning, don't you fucking do any of this bullshit again to her.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that kind of. I mean, I don't think they can really do anything to Alithia, at least at this point. I mean, obviously, shit goes on as we
Yeah, like I
move
said,
through the
it's a
series.
thinly veiled threat. It's not like a
Yeah,
direct threat. But if he put his mind to it, I feel like he would like by he I mean body honest. I feel like he would try if he thought he could if he had a plan where he thought he could get away with it because he kills a magistrate. Spoilers. So it's not like killing
yeah.
high level
I think
Romans is
I
against
think
him.
it'd be a lot harder to kill someone who's staying in your house, who's like the
Or would it
wife of
be
a major
or
Roman kind of like
would it be
general.
easier? But
I don't
anyway,
know.
like I said, I'm not saying that there's like a genuine like, oh, this is the moment where we start planning to kill her, but it is a clear Yeah, look at the blood fountain. Yeah.
I could see that, and they don't shy away from that blood fountain either. It's like the camera's right there. You see what happened to that horse cock, guys? Did they just somebody just
They they
chuck it over the?
they threw it over the cliff, and if you look over to the side, you still see parts of it falling.
Some say his dick's still rolling down the hill.
They're using it as a rope to go down the hill.
It's a story that they still tell the children in Capua. Some nights you can see the giant horse cock rolling down the hills.
Um, I love this episode. I thought this was a fantastic episode. We're gonna say that over
We
and
have
over
like
and over for
nothing
next week.
negative to say
No,
for
no,
like
we're
6
not gonna have
months.
anything negative to say until we hit, like, War of the Damned, and even that negative, like, commentary, it's not bad negative commentary, it's just
Yeah. Well, we
it's
could
more
talk about what we
disappointment.
liked.
Yeah.
I love Crixus's arc. I love that sort of last line to Spartacus. He's like, "I'm back, buddy. You beat me when I was injured, but I'm back now." Like,
Now suddenly that's like a thing for Matt, like, "Oh, you beat me when I was injured," but, beating somebody who was, like, underskilled, that's
he was literally like the medic is like, "You can't go out there, dude." Like, it would be like Ronan if you had no arms and no legs, and Steve went up and just beat the shit out of you.
it's
I
but a
wouldn't say
flesh
that you
wound.
lost the fight, Ronan. I would say that you didn't really stand it. It wasn't a fight in the first place.
I'd just be
Um,
sitting there with my note, "Come on, you mother this is just a flesh wound, motherfucker, come at me."
but I love sort of Crixus's arc here. I love I I almost like would have liked Horsecock to stay around a little bit longer because I actually kind of liked him as a character and I was curious how that was going to play out going forward. I had actually forgotten that he dies like essentially like the first episode we see him in. And so I was a little like, oh man, I wish we could have seen more of that guy because he had a charisma to him.
Yeah.
He was kind of interesting and unique. And yeah, he's gone. I mean, there's so much death in this show constantly. But yeah, I thought this was a really really cool episode. I liked it all. Steve, what did you
No,
think?
it's fucking fantastic. I would not have been opposed to Segavax sticking around for a little while longer, and maybe that would make it even hurt more
Yeah,
if he's
they could have
really.
drugged us out a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think they needed to because you can get it done in one episode.
You could, and that's the thing. Like, it's another indictment on House of Asher, where we get a gladiator in one episode. He's probably in what 10 minutes of this whole episode. He's already far more memorable, and we don't want him to go. And we had an entire season of gladiators in House of Asher. We're like, we don't give a fuck. Kill them all. Let's throw them all over the cliff and move on with our days. So they did a much better job in Blood and Sand of doing kind of like what I always call like the aliens effect, where it's like you have all these Marines. Does not matter how little screen time any of them have, you remember all of them. They all have a charisma. They all have that sort of thing, like, oh yeah, I remember Frost, and like all of that stuff. And they do a good job of that in this show. But yeah, Steve, what are your thoughts on?
Before we
Yep.
interrupted you.
Yeah. I mean, the second time you asked me, thanks, dickbags.
Yeah,
It's incredible episode. Everything about it is top notch. Segavax is a cool character. This is kind of like a monster of the week type episode where they introduce
oh yeah,
a
That's a good way
new
to put it.
character. He's antagonistic and he's dead, and you're never going to see him again by the end of it. I just I have nothing that I can really say other than fantastic, amazing episode. Everything is on point. I wish I had things that I could say were negative just so I'd have more to talk about. But I am in awe of just the line of fucking bangers that this show has after you get past episode 3. Fantastic episode. Everyone's great. Love Crix this episode. He did what he fucking had to do to stick around the Ludist.
yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
they do after this. After the Crixus plants the flag in Xena and saves Spartacus, Body Artist does say cancel the deal. We're not selling Crixus anymore. I
yeah,
mean, Crixus' story in this is probably the best part of the episode. It's like, imagine being told, "Hey man, for the good of the Ludus, You gotta go fuck the shit out of Xena.
By your girlfriend. By your girlfriend, no less.
Yeah, your girlfriend's like, I guess you can fuck the shit out of Lucy Lawless. I mean, yeah, I suppose you only get this opportunity, what, every day of the week because you're Crixus?
And I don't think, like, at this point, Crixus and Avia haven't actually hooked up yet.
No,
I
they
don't
No.
haven't.
think.
She actually
Yeah.
says to him, like the reason I'm in a funky mood is because you have with Xena, which we haven't been able to do yet. So I don't know when they actually start fucking, but it's not
I
yet.
think it's the next episode, or I think.
Probably. I mean, he's back to full man at this point where he's like, "Let's
He's
go."
about 80% there. The wounds are still kind of slowing a day, but he's next episode, he's back to full power and, full, you know, getting the shit beat out of them in the arena.
Whatever, you fucking asshole. Ronan, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Well, it's a great episode. There aren't many because you've asked before. It's like, what do you like? Like the first time you watch this episode, answer X question. There aren't many of those kind of things that that I remember from my first watch. But this is one of those where do remember because, like, very much like how, like, you both said, like, yeah, I would have liked to seen Stegovax, like, stick around for more. I do recall the first time I was watching this thinking, "Oh, okay, new supporting character has been introduced." Like a little late in the show, but that's cool. I thought, yeah, so far we're digging him. So far we're like, "Oh my god, he's getting the shit choked out." Yeah, like and then he's dead. And like you learn an important lesson from this episode, which is like I think The Walking Dead was even starting up at this point. I think, but like like this show has the balls that like other shows don't have, where it will introduce and kill off major characters
Yeah.
in a single episode to keep you on your toes. Like in hindsight,
Should
this
have been
should
Agron. They should have killed Agron and kept Segovax
Agron's great.
around.
Bro,
No.
Agron.
well
No.
Agron is like he's all right, but imagine how much better it would have been with Stegovax in that position.
Yeah. 1,000
Uh,
times better.
but yeah, I do.
you're
But
just
that's
jealous because Agron survives, but Crixus gets killed by a little boy.
Crixus goes out in a blaze of glory. Agron goes to raise goats on a goat farm. So
Goats are great. We're pro goat.
goats are great, but I want my gladiator to go out in a blaze of glory trying to take down Rome. That's what I want. So
But yeah, it's like I like that'll be my, instead of just talking about how great all the character moments are, because we've already hit all of that. That'll be my moment of it. Is again that's one of the few moments I can still remember from my first viewing of this show. Like something that's like, oh fuck me, is like, yeah, this show will just kill a main character, which kind of sort of really should have set you up for other bro characters who are gonna not make it for another past a few more episodes.
I think we got like 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do, since we're not really going to have any negative things to say about these episodes, we should come up as we're watching these some questions, like alternate outcomes that could have changed things, or so
Alternate
like, oh,
House of Asher types in it. What
like each one of
multiverse
us,
could we get out of
yeah,
this?
each one of us come up with like one question we would ask about like this great episode to at least get us talking about, oh, that'd be an interesting
So,
thing, but I don't know.
what's his story?
What if
Yeah.
Segovax had a smaller dick and so Alithia picked someone else to be her
Yeah,
champion?
Agron.
What if
Picked
Olivia had
Agron.
asked? Yeah, there we go. There's your question right there. What if Stegovax's cock had been just 2 inches shorter that day? Maybe it was a little cold that night. They retracted inwards a little bit, and Agron looked like he
Back
had
up
the big.
into his throat.
and, and Agron had the biggest piece on the field that particular moment. What would have happened then? He probably would have
Let
tried
us
to
know
kill
in the
Spartacus.
comments
Yeah.
down below,
Can we wrap it
folks.
up, please? I want to go to bed.
Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for listening to another episode of Jupiter's Croc. We'll be back next weekend at some point whenever I post it, for episode 9. I think it's called Horror, I believe. Yes, Horror. I don't remember what that episode is, honestly.
Oh, I
Um,
do.
Oh, okay. Well, I look forward to watching Horror next Friday and join us. Steve, why don't you take us out?
Thanks for listening to another exciting episode of Jupiter's Croc. We'll be back next week with fuck Matt.